muddy in an open cab Jeep, then this lifestyle really ain't for you. You can hear me very well. My iPhone camera microphone sucks. We really need to invest in some microphones if we're going to be doing this. Anyways, this is this week's project. 1972's Jeep CJ5. Look at it. It's a mess right now. We've been out test driving it after we've done everything. One of the biggest things we did today was get this old Ranger seat put in. It came out of an old Ford Ranger. You can see down here, Lyman did a really good job welding, getting new brackets put in. Here that I mounted up while I didn't have a camera. I just didn't think about doing it. Still getting used to the idea that we want to be on YouTube. So we stuck 2-inch spacers.
You can see how wide it is here.
Right.
Mounted the tires, of course, the same way we always mount tires, with starting fluid and a lighter or torch. Seat the beads.
You're probably wondering what I'm holding. This was our center console. We had this thing mounted right here. You can see the base. Anyways, while we were out wheeling, I kind of grabbed onto it and ripped it off of its base. So we're gonna re-glue it, and hopefully it gets really tight so it doesn't do that again.
That's the idea anyway.
Yeah. Another big thing we did. Oh, it's pretty dark. Let's put the hood back all the way. Oh, there's mud going everywhere. So I hopped on Amazon searching just for some carburetor gaskets, and I ended up just getting a cheap $90 knockoff Ford Motorcraft 2100. So
that's what originally came on this Jeep. This is actually, I don't know if this is the first year. This is some of my AMC Jeep knowledge here. I don't know if this is the first year that the 304 V8 came in a CJ5, but it's one of the first. So don't quote me on that or anything. But 304 came stock with the Motorcraft 2100. For those of you that know AMC Jeeps, they used a lot of GM, Ford, and their own parts in just random order, it seems. So you can see the shiny carb parts in there. The intake, I learned this trick from watching a show on Motor Trend. Flipping the lid on this allows for more intake into our air filter. So we're trying it. I mean, we're not putting this thing on the dyno, testing the horsepower. We're just wheeling it, but we want it to run good, and we need as much air as possible over here in the mountains. We're at a pretty high elevation. So
about 7,000 feet. Now, I had a 4-speed transmission lined out that came with another engine and stuff. We were gonna do that. That's coming up in some future video. But the reason we didn't do that was because I think I'm gonna have to do some different drive shafts, and we just really don't have time or parts to do that. So we're sticking with an old T15 3-speed. It's really high geared. I'm not exactly sure what our gears are in our axles.
I think they're 373s. We got 2.0 to 1 low range in the transfer case, but it is just too high geared for what we want to do. We're gonna give it a whirl tomorrow. We'll throw in all those videos. You guys can look forward to it.
Shoot.
Okay, we're backing it out to get it a wash. Transfer case shifter issues. Here she is, rolling.
Desert, ready to wheel our CJ.
Unloaded off the trailer. They're in our US built, not bought. That's how the CJ is. So anyway, headed up into these hills here. Gonna to find some good trails, get some good footage of the CJ and see how he does. All right, so we made it out onto some trails. I'll flip around the camera and show you just in a little bit, but the old CJ is doing pretty well. No power steering is kind of a workout, but getting into a little bit of rocks. It's really cool. Here you are.
You got weak wrists, you better be wearing your wrist braces like I've got here.
Yeah.
No power steering, really throws it around.
Clouds have burnt off. We're headed for some great scenery.
No problem.
He's just gonna leave me behind.
Well, yeah, you can hear some fender chopping over there.
If you can see over here when I'm going through these corners, I'm cranking that Soldier Boy pretty hard. So we found a little hill climb. Figured we'd video it. It's always steeper than it looks on camera. Just remember that. So we just keep looking for gnarlier stuff like that hill climb, but mainly it's just scouting for trails. What did you think about it?
That was pretty good.
Sick.
The old CJ just likes to torque. Sometimes it feels like she's just gonna stop dead in her tracks, and all of a sudden,
yeah, this thing's it's really good at those low RPM. Like you're almost gonna stall out, but just bump the throttle and it goes. These things are torquey.
well, we're way out here, and in that last clip of Lyman going over that rock, it looks like the fan punched a hole in the top of our radiator.
Just draining out, so we're waiting for it to cool off so we can start cold and go. We got to get out of here somehow.
You can see that.
It's been running really cool so far.
Right where that fan is gouged right into the radiator.
All right, so we found where our radiator was broken when it came into the fan. First of all this solder on top is completely busted and removed. But we didn't realize the whole radiator could go back and forth this way. So we're gonna strap on here, keeping it as far forward as we can so it doesn't get more damage. We haven't been running hot all day. It's been running really cool actually. And it's only about 55 degrees out. Decided we'd risk it with the strap on the radiator. We got a little coolant in there, but if you look at the gauge, it's staying cool. It's running right where it's normally been running, and we just hit a hill.
Got a pretty steep rock right here.
What the heck?
It's really windy. Sorry about the wind noise on the microphone.
It might be really loud. Check out these coolant drops on the ground.
Coolant, but we just came off of this. Video doesn't really do it justice, of course. But we weren't filming because we were busy spotting and not trying to stall on here.
Okay, it's really windy, so again, sorry for the noise. Just came off this drop. and down into another.
That'd be quite a climb.
Yeah, here's a shot of the climb. Take it really slow. Can't tell how steep it is, but when we come up on this stuff, I mean, I guess any of you that wheeled in Moab and whatnot, it's just like this. When you come up on it, you can't even see the bottom because it just slopes off so aggressive. Again, Daniel's just working the Armstrong steering over there.
Oh! Oh, this is what I was talking about.
What a view. This isn't even an actual wheeling trip, it's just scouting trails. I don't know if we mentioned before, this Jeep's name is Charles James V. And he's been in the family for 7 generations, I think. Okay, we found our trail back home. This is a straight, easy trail, they said. It's mostly just sand. But we're really hauling now. Our coolant temp is a little hot, but it's still running great. So
We're trying to get airflow into that grill to help cool us down, so we're trying to go a little quicker.
yeah, our speed gauge looks like we're between 2.5 and 3.2. Or 25 miles an hour, somewhere in there.
Hear it hissing in there. We're really close to the truck though, so we'll be all right. We're gonna let it cool down one more time.
I think it just starts climbing so much on the coolant gauge because it starts pumping air. We don't have coolant in half of our radiators. Way pretty hot. We made it back though, and you know, it's still running fine. I don't think there's any damage to the engine. It's just a little smoky right now. Definitely need a new radiator and fan and radiator mounts and body mounts, but we're obviously not going to replace them.